There it is. All right, and we are on. Okay, good deal. Yeah, that's the one we had. Okay. All right, I just want to make sure. Just never know how these things are going to go. And anyway, we're going to finish this parrot. Not too bad looking so far, so good. Kind of the way it goes. Anyway, that's what we're going to do. Let's see what we got here. Hey, WD, what's going on? Hope you're doing pretty good, my man. Getting ready to finish this parrot that we started this morning. And hoping we hit all the right buttons. You just never know. I might have people still, or have somebody still waiting for a live that never started, you know. I don't think I redid it. I'm pretty sure I just hit the one I already had. You never know. This technical stuff, it gets kind of hard. Anyway, so I got this big goofy looking parrot, and I'm gonna finish him. I gotta start by smoothing the wings down and stuff like that, and digging the bill out, and then start put the wing detail. I'll probably do the head for, or the bill first. Try to give him like a hook here as best I can with the saw first, and go from there. But that's what's going to happen today. If you're just popping in, be sure and hit the like. Looks like we already got 4. We got Raja Bende Gohana. What's going on, buddy? Glad to see you in there. Let's see. Hey, Amy Joe. Hola. How's it going? Hope you're doing good. Hope you and Jamie made it back. Hopefully you got your box. Got it open. Got to check that thing out. It's kind of cool. It's my first time I ever burned anything. I was pretty happy about that. Let's see. But we got Tony Newton. What's going on? Heck yeah. Still in Dodge. Get the heck out of Dodge. All right. No matter what, it ain't sounding right. And it acted like that earlier. And before the live, I had the thought that maybe I should. Here, let me take this off of here for a second. I'm going to perform some quick surgery and see if it helps. I don't know if you guys remember, but last week, I think it was, maybe last week, 2 weeks ago, I got in a hurry, which is common for me, and I had both caps open and I dumped my oil in my fuel. So I got to thinking, well, you know what? It may just be that the filter was clogged. So before the live, look at that boot come clear off. It split right down the middle, just like that. Anyway, we're gonna have to perform a little surgery. I just got to thinking maybe the plug had gotten gummed up, and if it didn't, I'm gonna have to do further surgery and switch this over to I'll switch Sprocket and all over to one of these other saws, because this crap here ain't gonna work. Man, it looks real dry. I mean, to me, that looks like that ought to run, you know. I mean, I don't know. It don't look bad, I don't think. Let's put another plug in it and see what happens. It's over here with another plug that I think is perfectly fine, but I don't know that for sure. And I got another one here in the bag, brand new one. I'll put that in there. Yeah, it was funny. My MS-180 clone, I call it the non-still 832. I mean, what else would NS mean? You know, you got MS, that's what's still called theirs, and then you have a knockoff saw, and they called it NS. It means non-still. I mean, I don't know. And then, I don't know. It's hard to say. But let's find out if this thing's going to. I'll tell you what I noticed about it. I was picking this one up and picking that one up. And it's so much lighter. Yes, I did get burnt. It's so much lighter that, what did I do with that boot? You smarty? I throwed it over here. You stick that back on there, even if it's split in half. I don't really care about that as long as it's making good contact. It looks like it should. Try to cover that up. I don't know why it would need so much insulation. It's not coming through that plastic thing anyway. And it's not like you have your hand up there where you could get shocked in operation anyway. And you did get shocked by it, it's not going to kill you. I mean, it might be like you're getting tortured on Guantanamo or something, but it's not going to kill you. Okay. All right. Well, let's see how she runs now. I don't think that's any better. Don't sound like it. I was hoping to get this done before the tornadoes or whatever come through. And you know, you can't always get everything you hope for, you know. It's just kind of the way it is. But before I give up on this thing, so you pop these screens out, you know, and you give these things different surgeries, and they get gummed up. And I run my stuff real rich anyway. And so it's no shock. And in the case of my other one, my MS-171, it long since had been, I don't need spark arrestor. I'm always carving on concrete or grass close to the house. I could get to the fire extinguisher if I needed to. Let me take that, and I'm just wondering if it ain't a clog issue inside the muffler. And if not, then it's carb, because, and of course I can't fix that without a carb. Let's see if that made any difference. Well, I guess this live has turned into a live stream about how to change a sprocket on an MS-170. So let me grab some, you know, whatever. I mean, I can go with the flow, man, just like the Queens of the Stone Age, you know. They said, don't say it doesn't matter. Man, I still got a little bit of lag in there from whatever sickness I picked up. I sound like a smoker. And after 8 years of that crap, I'm gonna tell you, or 8 years of not doing that crap, I definitely wouldn't go back. But that's what I sound like. Man, that don't know tight, didn't I? Yeah, this is just gonna have to go down the Huck Fire Saws in Logan, Ohio, and they can see if they can fix it. I mean, I could put a carb on it, but you know, for no more than they charge the services stuff, and then you know, you put a carb on it and it really needed a coil. You know, you see what I'm saying? And on top of that, the one thing I don't want to do, I'm good with carb and not having to take the whole saw apart. You got to take the whole assembly handle, all that out to change the coil, and I'm not interested in that. That's more complicated than I care to jack with. Anyway, clean that up over here. Although I don't know why it's broke down, right? Why'd even bother? So that's a bar and chain. You know, stuff's not broke. And here's the sprocket. And I might as well show y'all how to do this while I'm doing it. So that's a special quarter pitch sprocket. You can't put just regular 3/8 on this thing and it run just fine. Not with that carbon bar. It's 50 gauge. It's a 50 gauge bar, 50 gauge chain, and a special sprocket, the quarter pitch sprockets, just made for carving, or there's other applications too, but I can't honestly tell you. It's got a little, I don't know what all they are, you know what I mean? But it's got a little, whatever you call this little snap ring. Snap ring? Yeah. That's what you call the snap ring. You call it a snap ring. And you got to pop it out without it flying across the room. Anyway, that piece comes out. And if you want to know how I learned this, I'm no rocket scientist. I watched Kyle Hall, and then that's how I knew how to do it. Now, that whole thing slides off of there just like that. And looks good inside. And don't look good, don't look bad. I don't know. It looks like it's a part. Okay. Anyway, cast this thing over into the dirt for now. I needed to take a saw down. And let me put this cover and everything. I needed to take a saw down to them anyway. They were going to put a 12. I'm fixing up another saw with a 12-inch carbon bar. And I guess it's going to end up being this one. I thought it was going to end up being a 171 because it's slightly heavier. But I guess it's going to end up being this one in the 171. I have that 10-inch carbon bar on it, or 10-inch carbon bar. Let me go get the 171. I had it in the garage. Okay. I've never messed with the sprocket on this one, so I don't know what I'm going to run into. But I probably should have put that, what's called, back on there. And actually, I probably should, or put it in an envelope, or the little snap ring. But anyway, I'm performing surgery, you know, and I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm doing it, you know, that's the way it goes. So we'll take this one off and take that. This is a .043 skinny chain, 16-inch bar, homeowner special. It's skinny, lighter chain, cheaper. Y'all know what that means, right? It means you're going to have problems. I haven't had problems with I haven't done too bad. And I mean, that's the thing. I started out carving with all, 12-inch bar and 12-inch pruning bar and 16-inch bar. I mean, that's it. And 043 gauge. But man, it's sharpen chains like all the time, constantly, and you just work your guts out with it. It'll do it. You can do it. It's a good way to start. But if you're gonna chainsaw carve a lot, you got to upgrade. Pass that homeowner parts, I guess it's called. And I've never had this one out, so it should just slide right out. Set that in that right there. Let's see. All right. Maybe you gotta smack it with a hammer real hard. I don't know. Anybody got a big hammer? I don't know. There it is. Okay, yeah. All right, I got that one off. And see, I know enough to tell you that I don't know. Okay, let's see. Now, to me, it looks like there's just a little bit of grease in there. Maybe that's dirt and it shouldn't be there. Maybe that's the case. Here, clean that out. I don't know. That's awful grease-like, but man, if that's grease, it's some burnt, hard grease. I don't know. See, I'm the same way inside. I'm kind of dirty around these edges. Look at that. If that's grease, I mean, that's some... I mean, I don't know. It wouldn't do anything. It's hard as a rock. Okay, so put this out the wayside. Remember, I don't think I'm going to need that washer again. Yeah, that slipped right on there. Let's find out, because it kind of looks like, in the case of this one, the washer could go on. Yeah. Okay. Am I sure about that? No, it can't go on because that piece won't fit over it. Okay. That's right. The sprocket, and every time you take that chain apart, that sprocket adapter for this has got to come with it. I don't know why, but that's just the way it is. Is that a fair assessment? Come on, baby. I'm trying to do this without the thing slipping off and flying across the room and not being able to find it. Especially not on a live stream when people are expecting you to carve or something. Okay. So let's see how this is going to line up. And before I even put that back on, I want to make sure that the oil, the oil vent holes are cleaned out. And I just use a razor blade. And I'll show you what I mean. This is pretty daggone important, especially for this chain, this sprocketless bar. See, that's all that does is circles around it. So you get, you guys have seen, I get a lot of people give me crap about the chain's too loose and Creation Dust, he'll get that. People, your chain's too loose, your chain's too loose. It has to be to turn that radius. There's nothing helping that turn but oil, and that's it. So this thing's got an oil, and if you look at it, it's got grooves wore in it, and I've sanded this down several times. So where this bar's just wore out, and he ordered me another 10. But yeah, I'm funny. I don't like ordering stuff, and now I've got a hold of a guy that's what he works on chainsaws and keeps stuff in stock, and that's what he does. I'm fine with just getting the crap from him. I would rather be able to drive a half hour down the road and pick the stuff up, if it's even that far, than wait for. I know I'm weird when it comes to that. And the people say, hey, Amazon Prime, man, they ship the next day. Yeah, then they turn around your grass and they get stuck, and then they're afraid you're going to get fired. They beg you not to tell anybody. I ain't telling nobody. Well, what do we do? They leave your stuff up by the road. That's UPS, man. I can't stand UPS. And that's why. They will literally put our stuff, packages up by the road sometimes versus drive back here. And it's straight and flat. It's not, I don't know what the big deal is. It's laziness. That's what it is. But they've said, well, we got a policy. If we don't think it's safe, then we don't have to do it. Well, heck, I don't think it's safe for you to even go to work at all. Hopefully somebody will give you a check for that. If you're fortunate, you might be able to collect some coin and just stay home, because it ain't even safe to get in a car. And if you think it is, you haven't been riding in a car with me. You need a seat belt, bubble wrap, and all that. My kids can't stand to ride. Well, no, I don't think my boy minds too bad, but my daughter, she cannot stand to ride with me. And you know what I tell them? I've got at least 1.5 million miles under me at this point, and I think it'll be okay. And you're gonna kill us all. Is your seatbelt snug? Yeah. Okay, shut up. All right. I don't know. You can't help. Gotta be careful not to put the bar back on backwards. I've done that at least half a dozen times. At least. I'd say it's probably more like 24 times. Talking, not paying attention. Put it on her chain going the wrong way. It's the way it is. Anybody that never says they never make a mistake is just not honest. That's all. Nothing more. Yeah, it's going to be loose enough, I think. Okay, and I know this one will run just fine. And this is the saw I've been running for ever and ever. Okay, I lost the screw. There it is, or the nut. This is my original chainsaw I bought, I think 2012-ish, 13, something around in there. I bought this, and this thing just lasted forever. And I don't know, I mean, if there's anything different about it, other than it's got like these nice snap caps versus the other saws, and it wasn't much more than what an MS-170 would have cost to buy the 171. And it's got the nicer snap caps on it and all that. Just all around nicer saw. But it's a half a pound heavier. And that's why I thought I'd try the other one. But this thing has just lasted and lasted and lasted. And watch me say that and the thing will blow up tonight. But you guys get to laugh about it, right? I'll laugh about it. Whoop. Yeah, I always do that. I overfill everything. Get oil and fuel everywhere. And just like yesterday, or no, yeah, that was yesterday. So if you were watching our Friday Night Live, then you might have seen that I caused the spider to get sucked into the my dust collection system. And yeah, I understand. That was cruel. And I probably should be shot. That said, that said, yeah, that's what happened. Okay. That one's ready to go. So yesterday, before Creation Desk was out here, I was out here I made 2.5 gnomes. And then he got done. I finished step one and then I made another. So I made 4. Well, in the evening when I was working on the other ones, there was an ant that just happened to come out of this log I was working on. It was a big ant, and a big one. I mean, he's like half an inch, or bigger. And I don't know why I did it. I can't tell you. I was burning the log, okay, when it happened. And that ant come there and I just put it over on the ant and burned him. And I think, oh my God, I just burnt the ant. Oh, these people are going to think but nobody's seen it. But I tell you, because I'm honest, Yeah, I just burnt the ant. And I thought, man, I'm not going good here. I then got the spiders sucked up in the dust collection, and now I'm burning ants with my torch. But what a jerk. Hey, what I can tell you is he didn't bite me, which is ironic because the boss lady picked a tick off my back today. I don't even know how I got that. It was on me. It had just started to bite. Okay. All right. Let's see how this baby's going to run. And if we can get back in this project, hopefully y'all learned something, like what not to do. Let's see what we got before I get going. We got Tim List, awesome member of the channel. Grumpy's Laid Back Carvings, a.k.a. Cheech. Plywood and Rick Smith, awesome members of the channel. Hey, Pierre, the best German-made machines of steel. Yeah, that's probably right. Let's see. Mark Tries to Carve, another awesome member. Heck yeah, I look different without the glasses. I don't know what that means. Anyway, yeah. No, he's just big, man. He's like he was carrying a whole tree around and stuff. What's going on, Matthew? What's going on, Vineyard Farmhouse? All right, let's see if this saw's going to run all right. I mean, we've been on here, 22 minutes, and I haven't accomplished anything. This one always takes a little while to warm up. So now pretty much on the body, I'll do the beak after I get the body rounded off. But I'm going to work the body, just kind of round out any straight lines I can see and even things up as best I can. It can be a little freak. I mean, the bird would be a little freak. The head turned the one way anyway. there to paint some wing detail on this dude and take it on there. But yeah, it kind of looks like it. I mean, it's cartoon character parrot. I think it looks all right though. Not too bad, not too good. Let's see what we got. 32 likes, 41 watching. We got John. We got, let's see who we got. The Electric Whittler. What's going on, bud? We must have Creation Dust 777 in there. We got Vineyard. Yeah, Vineyard, John. Vineyard, that's what I could see. And the Electric Whittler. All right, guys, be sure to hit the like if you hadn't already. And we're just going to draw this thing out now, I think. See what we got. But that said, yeah, that saw, man, I've had that saw forever. It just seems like forever. And it's been so dependable. I cannot complain about it at all. Let's see. So we're going to have 2 layers of over, I don't know what you call them, pockets basically. They have one and then they have there'll be a heavy covering here. It's like a pocket. And then there's another set of these right here. Yeah, that'd be about right. Okay. And then that'd be it. And then there'd be some bottom. I'm sure there'd be some bottom over the cover too. Okay. All right. So that's that. I'll go ahead and dig them out. And see if I can't get them carved. But not knowing any better at the time. So one thing I will say about the 170 versus this one, this is like the newer saws that they make, where if you crack the fuel tank, you crack the oil tank, you'd have to get this whole plastic casing changed out. Whereas the 170 is not like that. It's actually an internal part separate that's actually protected. So I do like that. But this thing just been here forever. The only thing I've ever had go wrong with this saw is I broke the springs. It's got 3 suspension springs, and I broke 2 of them. One of them was probably broke for a long time, and then one day the late last summer, the other one broke, and you know what? I was able to find that part and get it put in at Underwoods in Somerset, Ohio. It was like $16 or something like that. I was like, hey, can you put the part in? Yeah. And I thought it was going to be 30, 40 bucks to come out. looks all right. Yeah, I think so. And that's all that matters, is what I think. I'd say it's time to give this guy some feathers. I mean, it's going to be more like bear hair, but, you know, it kind of is what it is. Just straight down. I mean, I could go at an angle. I suppose I could do it that way and then come back across. As big as he is, go this way. Instead of straight down, go this way. And then come maybe more loosely. And then come back this way. I mean, I don't want to sit here and try to carve C's all, and I'll be here all night doing that, and I ain't really that interested in it. All right, let's see what we got here. I wonder if we're gonna beat the storms. What time we got? 7:30. I thought it'd be here by now. Okay, let's see what we got here. Baby Kisses, awesome member. The Carving Wizard, awesome member. Heck yeah, glad to see y'all in there for sure. Baby Kisses, Raja, what's going on? John, the Electric Whittler, heck yeah. Okay, guys. I'm going to keep on, and if you're watching and you haven't hit the like, hit the like. It'd be nice. You see it up there? See it a little? See it? Yeah, see how it lights up when I get close to it? Okay. All right, so I'm going to start working on some body feathers here. Oh, man. Okay. Anyway, I don't know. I think this little diamonds or squares or whatever they are might work out all right. We'll find out. I know I can get it done in another tank of fuel. How about that? Let's see what we got. Although I don't know. I mean, I don't know how long we'll go because knowing there's supposed to be weather coming, going, coming, something like that. The weather's coming and going. I think that don't look too bad. I don't know how it looks out on there, but it's working. It's nothing like if you were to take the time to put the little C's in it. And actually, I think they'd be, they actually got pretty big feathers compared to what I'm putting on it. I'll tell you what's going to be fun is watching the boss lady paint this. She's so excited about this. She likes to paint the parrots because they take so many colors. You know, and I don't blame her. that's all the chainsaw work this guy's gonna see. I done made up my mind. I'm gonna carve his eyes, and I'm gonna make them real big too, like real big and goofy looking, and paint them black with white behind him, like he's staring ahead. I'm gonna grab a marker and draw that because I might go ahead and just start on it. I don't know. It's getting dark here, but I don't think it's because of the weather. I think it's because it's late. Let's see. I know I got a marker here somewhere or something. How about this pencil that you can't even see the you can't even see the lead hardly. I'm digging it out a little bit. But that's what I'm thinking. I'm gonna carve the eyes in and paint them, especially on something that's big and that's cartoonish. He shouldn't have no little plastic eyes. I mean, he should have some big old goofy looking eyes, I think. And so I'm thinking I give him like a line here. It's kind of like a rest, and it's my dream. You know what I mean? So it'll be a straight line down there on the bottom. The real trick is going to be to draw that on the other side. And then what I'm after, just for the point of, you're not going to see it right now, but you can see how that has a backside to it. Now I'll probably dig this whole thing out as one piece, and this would be the bottom of it, and just kind of dig it around. But what I'm thinking is I'll paint this black and paint that white. And so there'd be a differentiation. He had big eye, just big eyeballs. I don't know. Maybe. Now the question is, can I draw that exactly or close? They're definitely gonna be exactly, but as close as I can to the other side. I already forgot that. How's that look? Yeah. Here, just draw a piece. Draw it on here and adjust it. Yeah. And I'm going to dig that in pretty deep. Since I already haired it, I probably should have sanded it and made it flat even. But those would be great big giant eyes. Yeah. Yeah, you talk about giant. That one's a lot bigger than that one. That ain't going to work. I guess maybe I ought to buff that off. Just clean it down flat and then draw it on there. So at least I'm not fighting myself. Let's see. If that makes sense. Maybe I should fight myself. Maybe y'all would like to see it. I think my left arm probably hits harder than my right arm, but my right arm's more coordinated. So don't tell my left arm that, you know. Let him be cocky. That's what I would say. Okay, unplug this. Clean that up. Yeah, it's dark, but it's calm out here. I thought this had been here by now, but it ain't. If I'm gonna sand that, I might as well sand some other stuff. All right.
that's a good start on this bill. Anyway, can't complain about that. I guess I could start on the heat too. The rest of the bird, I wouldn't burn it. But I can sand this other stuff. I'll let this for the heat. I think I want to burn the rest of it. I don't know if it'll burn or not. But it's worth a shot. Find out. Pull this plug out. Crack to it.
All right. Man, am I doing this wrong? Yeah. Yep. Hey, if I ever wonder if I'm doing it wrong, you just know the answer. The answer is automatically yes. And the default answer, in case the yes can't be achieved, is yes. And then on top of that, if I'm looking for a lighter and my lighters are missing, it's my fault. Because I got a bunch of lighters now. And what happens is, I'll be out here using them. I'll stick them in my pocket, carry them in the house, realize I have them, set them by the front door, because I don't have any other use for a lighter other than starting fires. And yeah, maybe lighting firework off here. Late June, early July. We did that in a the winter time, a couple years ago, there's a fireworks store, like 3 miles max. I don't even think it's that far from my house. And my brother wanted to see what it would be like to shoot fireworks off when snow on the ground. And so it snowed, and he went and bought a bunch of fireworks and brought them over. And we shot them off with snow on the ground just to see what that was going to be like. And it was different. It was definitely different. I'm not going to say it was good. I'm not going to say it was bad. I don't know if it's what he expected. It was kind of what I expected, I think. This is pre-burn. I'm going to sand, and then on some of them big feathers, I'm going to pull a line through them and add more feathers to them, detail to the feathers. And I don't know why I'll put that much work into it, especially on a piece of Scots pine. That thing might crack totally in half. You just never know. But when you scavenge for wood, you just never know what you're going to run across. And I will carve it. It'll crack. CD taught me and Michael S. about bondoing cracks, fixing that stuff. I would do that if it got bad. As big as these feathers are, I'm definitely going to pull lines then. Let me spin this dude around. Man, I think I'm tired today. I'm definitely going to finger sand the mouth out more. And then I think once these are nice and smooth, then, which ain't going to be today, I think I'll finish this thing Tuesday, or I might even work on it tomorrow, but it won't be a live stream if I do. And then I can give you guys a heads up. If morels start popping, I'll probably be MIA for a couple days. I can do this about every day. That only happens for about 3 weeks a year. I think that's looking about burning up the sand. But I'm not going to sand it tonight. I'm just going to go ahead and stop with that right there for now. You know, I mean, it's been a pretty good weekend. I was sickly. We still got our live off, you know, with our winners, Creation Dust 777 and plywood. Each of them one owl. That's what they chose, owl. And yeah, today I was able to get 2 lives in. I've recovered pretty good. Although I still got this naggity cough. The last 2 nights I slept good, so whatever, you know. So that's what we got until Tuesday. I think I'll do some sanding on him and a lot of feather detail and stuff like that. I might work on him tomorrow, though. I don't know if you guys would want to see that or not. But that might be what we do anyway. I don't really know. But let's see who we got here real quick before we bail. There's big raindrops. I'll be daggone. Big raindrops. Just a few here and there. Big ones. They're not really falling at the moment. See who we got. Creation Dust 777. Last Breath Woodworks, awesome members of the channel. Carbon Wizard, Baby Kisses, also awesome members of the channel. Tony Newton, what's going on? Hey, October 510, how's it going? Matthew, what's going on, guys? Michael S., awesome member of the channel. Glad to see you, buddy. Let's see, Adolfo Santos. Heck yeah, from Brazil. That's great, man. Appreciate it. And that's what we got. We got 60 out of here. Hey, new member. Heck yeah. Well, that'd be awesome there, October. They don't come up with the member thing yet, but if you're a new subscriber, man, we'll take it. We're happy with that. All right. But anyway, we're glad to have new subscribers. If nothing else, that's what we really want in the long run. Show them my bear in the tail. Oh yeah. Baby kisses. Yeah, I mean, I haven't touched it since last week when I put the foam. It's completely covered with sawdust. But here's what we got. Now, I did paint the bear. The reason I painted the bear is because I'm an idiot. And I did the foam beforehand and didn't have time to burn the bear. So I thought, okay, I'll paint the bear. And he don't look too bad. Other than I haven't touched it since that live. I put that foam in and expanded. I let it expand. But look at it. I mean, by the time that's painted, the foam is white. It's going to look pretty daggone good. It come out good. And in fact, I'm going to do that with the leftover foam I got on this guy. He's going to get it. And, yeah, you know what? I got this leftover. I wonder if it'd, you know what? Baby kisses, you've inspired me because you're just such an awesome lady to try this, you know, and it might be, I might regret it. But, pass or fail, baby kisses. I'm going to say the inspiration came from you, and I appreciate the inspiration, even if I screwed this up. But anyhow, I don't know if that stuff, once you use it, if it is even, it might have set up and got hard. I'll tell you what. Oh, man, that's heavy. Let me knock that out of there. Jiminy. Oh, I need back surgery if I keep doing that. Okay, let's see if it's got anything in it still. So, I misunderstood Woody when he explained this to me. And, you know what? I can't do that. I need to go back through. And see, I didn't sand it and stuff. I need to go back through and cut all this that was a glue. Cut it back off with I don't know. That's pretty hard, though. I could probably leave it like it is and it'd be fine. It's hard. That's really hard. Okay. Yep, I'm doing it. Worst thing that happened is it don't work. And I regret it. But it's okay. Let's see if this is plugged up. It sure looks like it's plugged up. Yeah, let's see if we got something we can dig it out with. Have a good time. Not have a good time. I think it's plugged up. But that's neither here nor there. I'm dropping stuff everywhere looking for something pointy. Oh, I found something pointy. All right. It has been achieved. Oh, yeah. Okay. Let's see if we can foam this baby. I don't know. I don't want to get it on my hands. Oh, yeah. All right, we'll leave it at that. Get a little bit in that corner. And then I think I'll go ahead and pull some down the sides too. Maybe. Maybe not. You don't want to stick down the sides. Rolling down in the dust. Oh well. I'll let that go and see what that looks like. At least I know I can clean that back out. Well, let's bubble that one up and let that sit for a couple days. And you know, I'm just trying to figure it out. I got some ideas from Woody, but I don't I didn't get to see the process, so I don't know. We're gonna see. But how I did that, and it was real stringy. That one was the same way that night when I did it. What, it was a week or two ago, something like that. So you can see what I mean. It's stringy right now, but I come out here in the morning and it won't look like that. And like that piece of foam there will just be clinging on. It'll totally change it. But this one, we decided we were going to keep it. And so anyway, we'll see how it goes. And then I'll add more to it, I'd say. But this guy here, you know, once I get him done, we'll sell him. That's the plan. He looks pretty good. Not too bad, not too good for first attempt. And I want to make a little one of these here in the next couple of days is what I'm thinking. About half that size. But yeah. But anyway, that's what I got. That's about it. Hopefully we'll see how it works out, baby kisses. We'll see. I'll be able to show it to you on Tuesday, you know, and we'll be able to see how he came out. But that stuff will just, right now it looks all stringy, and I'll come out here tomorrow and it'll all be just one big lump. I won't hardly be able to tell any difference. Heck yeah. All right, well, let's see. We've got Matthew, Michael S., Grayson Dust 777, best chainsaw carver in the world. And yeah, baby kisses. Yeah, Michael. Heck yeah. Okay, guys, I'm tired. Y'all know how it is. I'll see you Tuesday. And if I don't see you Tuesday, I'll see you when I see you. But I'm pretty sure I'll see you Tuesday. All right, come back when you can stay later.